Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of May 31st through June 6th. And during that time, we have a full moon that comes in right on the 31st. So you might feel that energy the day before, during, and even after. But remember, that's a time of heightened emotions where you might feel overwhelmed and anxious. You might feel a little snappy and irritable. You could have changes in your sleeping patterns. So just see that as a way to release any resentment or fears that you have, or to practice patience and calm. You might also just be full of energy. That's the way I experience the full moon. So if that's the case, just use that energy for a good cause, right? For the rest of the week, we have the waning gibbous energy. And of course, that is a calmer time of self-reflection and rebirth, a good time for us to make positive changes, to get rid of bad habits, negative thinking, and also just to buckle down and work towards achieving those goals that we've set for ourselves during the new moon. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this particular reading is that nothing will come of this situation. All right, let's see what the Scorpio Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the tarot cards, my fun weekly reminder for you this week is that you take some time to get out into nature. So sometimes we just forget to do that intentionally, and find a park that you enjoy, or a nice hiking trail. Get out and take a hike. You might want to be out at night. I'm not on a hiking trail. That would freak me out a little bit. I don't really like the woods at night. It's a little creepy. But out at night somewhere where you can watch the moon, since we've got that big full moon coming up, and even the week after, where the moon is nice and big in the sky. Hopefully it is where you are. But just get out in nature, and even if you just relax for a little bit and just close your eyes and take in the sights, or well, don't close your eyes and take in the sights. I mean the sounds. Just relax and let that take you away. I know I've been outside so much more since the weather's been nicer, and I love listening to the birds, first off. And second is just the nature. I'm a bird feeder, and my husband likes to take pictures of the birds. So we're all set up for a lot of bird feeding, and we start to get these geese. And I looked out and I really don't. I love the geese, but I just wish they had diapers. Diapers. I really don't want their excrement all over the yard. So, but they're out there and they're so cute, and some of them have babies. And then today I looked, and the yard was literally just full of all sorts of birds. And here comes this bunny hopping up from the wood. I was like, does it get any more perfect? So I really love this time of year, and just how nature flourishes, and the animals do as well. And they just come around to hang out and be entertaining for us. So, all right, Scorpio, I swear I will stop babbling. Let's get into this reading. May 31st through June 6th, nothing will come of this situation. Your present energy right now is the Strength card. So whatever the situation, at least you're being shown that you are of strong, sound mind and body, that you have inner strength to get through anything. What do they say? The universe doesn't give us anything that we can't handle. So, keep that strength going, whatever it is that's coming for you this week, right? Your current situation is the Hierophant. So, it could be that you're having some sort of spiritual questions about something. It could be why you're at a tarot reading right now, but you are definitely, this is a card of seeking guidance, and typically in the spiritual realm. And sometimes it doesn't have to be, it's just someone older and wiser than you, or, you might even be seeking out different information. So we all come across seeking out spiritual things, but it's about, learning. It's about, what's another, if you look, these people are sitting here at the feet of someone who just knows more than they do. And sometimes we all need that. So let's see what else is going on for you. At the root of your situation is the Four of Pentacles, which is indicative of, really thinking about your stability. And you could have had some sort of spiritual thing that has really rocked your world. That's why, it's something based about your stability, and also being strong enough to handle something. And some of those things do come along. I mean, we have these things that happen to us, and they just really rock us, and we're like, wow, it just really changes your perspective, your outlook on everything. So whatever that is for you right now, internet hugs again. That it says nothing will come of this situation. So it may seem like a big deal now, but it may definitely fade off for you. What is in your recent past here is the Nine of Wands. So you've been spending some time in your recent past, kind of evaluating your past and questioning where you've been. And that's something that you definitely do when you're having these different spiritual awakenings. And I say awakenings with an S because I feel like they do come in layers. We learn a thing and then we change our life and live that way, and all of a sudden something else happens, and it's like these little, I hate to call them levels because they're not, but it's like just a different opening, a different awareness that comes to us, and they are really life changing. They have been for me, and I know for others, that I've talked to, and yeah, I read about this stuff all the time. So there could be some evaluation that you've had, and it could have brought you to this place too, like looking back at your past and you start to see patterns, and maybe negative things. Why do I keep doing this negative thing? And it just leads you to learning. So let's see what's on your mind this week is the Chariot. So as you are gathering this information from your past and asking questions and asking guidance, here is the Chariot. I love how these cards, I love when cards are looking right at you, by the way. That is really us questioning ourselves. To me, that's something that's asking you that question. What do you want to learn today, says the Hierophant, right? And the Chariot says, okay, we're going to get ready to make a move here. What is it that you are gathering and learning before we say go, before we take off and go? So you're gathering some information here. Again, it says nothing will come of this situation in your overall, but I feel like you're kind of prepared, and it might take a while actually. If there's changes that you're wanting to make personally, those things don't happen overnight, so just be patient with yourself. But it seems like you are in kind of information gathering mode right now. What is just ahead of you this week is the Hermit. So, of course, where do we go to gather information? We go inside, that inner searching. The wisdom of the Hermit is that the information is in there if we're all seeking and asking the right questions. So, the Hermit, I like to point out that the Hermit's light only lights like his next step. It's not way off into the future. It's kind of just the next step to take. So it looks like you're learning, you're getting ready maybe to make that next step. And I think you use that hermiting energy just to go inside, to ask yourself the questions that need to be asked, to kind of put things into view and into frame for what move you may make in the coming future here. In your advice position is the Eight of Wands. So things are happening very rapidly. And I would say this is probably information coming in too for you. When you start seeking out information, you might watch my tarot reading today and you might go watch three other tarot readers also. I remember I've done that many times. There's different tarot readers that I like to watch as well. So, and I love the readings that they give, and many times they're very similar. You can tell that the situation, or the situation's kind of the same, but the cards that come out kind of talk about different points of it, if that makes sense. Different aspects of the same situation. So the advice is to just take the information that's coming in this week, just to kind of gather that information. Again, you're probably not going to act on it this week, but you're just in that gathering mode. So go ahead and continue doing that. What is beyond your control this week is the Page of Wands. So you're definitely cultivating something here that you are feeling very passionate about. I'm looking, we've got, let's see, one, two, three, four major arcana, and now three cards of wands. So you're feeling this a lot. You're feeling very passionate, and you're very excited about it. The wands represent fire. It's something that excites us. We're just like everything you learn, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So keep learning, because that's a great feeling. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is many times it's about cunning and craftiness, and it could be about also theft or hidden agenda. So the fact this is in your secret desire or trying to avoid, I'm sure trying to avoid. It's not like it's your secret desire to have to for you to be, to have a hidden agenda, that sort of thing. But is it someone around you also? So you may want to watch out for that. I also see this because it's air energy with the swords, is sometimes if you're learning something, sharing with others like this, and imagine that you have all these swords. You've got seven swords, and your friends are like, "What are you reading? What's going on?" And you drop two swords instead of everything. Let's say that you have had some sort of kind of mind-blowing experience and you don't want to freak people out. I'm always very much about patience and little drops and little bits of information as you kind of feel things out. But let's say you just drop a couple of swords instead of the whole pile on them, right? So this could be that too, is kind of holding on to some of your information for yourself, not really sharing so much with everybody right off the bat. So, okay, let's see. Where are we here in your final outcome? Is the Four of Cups. So, you know, you might feel a little bit dissatisfied by the things you're learning this week. And again, you're in information gathering mode. There's a lot of things coming in. So, and it might just be a little bit overwhelming, and that could be part of the dissatisfaction. You also might be a little dissatisfied that nothing is coming of this yet, that this is going to take a while. And that is sometimes just how things go. You have to be patient, learn the things that you need to do, and then also make those changes slowly. Change it, iterating, putting change into our life. Those things take time. It takes time for us to really grasp onto the things that we're changing. So just be patient. Don't get too caught up in the impatient part of it. And that could just be something that you're learning, which is also indicative of the full moon this week. It is a time for us to practice patience and calm because we get a little crazy. So take a deep breath this week, try to be patient, and just follow the instructions here of learning, seeking out the information, getting ready to make a move, maybe not quite making that move yet, but definitely going within also. Let's look at some numerology that I'm seeing on the table. So we've got 2 4s here, so I want you to look up angel number 44, but we also have 2 7s, so look up angel number 77. We also have 2 9, so a lot of doubles showing up for you. 4477 and 99, that all might be relevant to you, and it might be new things that you're going to start seeking are those numbers and those synchronicities, those messages that come through those angel numbers. All right, what's hidden from you here at the bottom of the deck is another 4. Well, I love this 4. It's rest and meditation. I don't think you get to do that a whole lot this week because you're so busy, but that means that you have 444, a number that's very close to my heart, because I see it all the time. And I love the angel number. Go look that one up. So, and actually, it is also very indicative of a new spiritual awakening. So, go look that up. Angel number 444. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for you, Scorpio, as a wrap up. Let's wrap up this reading for Scorpio. Whatever you're learning. And I'm going to go back. I feel like you might have had some synchronistic things happen. We started off with the Strength card. Some of the stuff is kind of mind blowing. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down there. Let me know. Did you have something that's kind of blowing your mind? So if you did, please drop a comment. We've all been there, and let us learn from you and also commiserate with you as well. All right. Soul Oracle deck says for you, be decisive. Okay. As this information is coming in, be decisive. You need to probably make decisions. You're gathering this information, but you're probably going to be decisive on, yeah, this resonates, yeah, this doesn't, and that's fine. Let those feelings, let your intuition help to guide you. So be decisive in choosing the information that you are going to carry with you during a move that you're going to make. And by a move, I mean like an interchange that you're going to be going through. All right, let's get you a final self-care wisdom card. What does Scorpio need to do in the way of self-care for this week? And the card that you get is the card that says power. It's got good girl crossed right out of it. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. Okay, the ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. And this makes me think of this card right here, which is if you do have people asking you, what's going on, you may want to just give them a limited bit of information just yet. You don't have to spill your guts all the time. You can say no and hold on to that information because, especially if you're still mulling through it, you may not have figured it all out yet anyway. So, Scorpio, I wish you all the best with this. I hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. Again, if you're comfortable sharing, drop us a comment. Let me know. what it is. Are you going through some big awakening right now? Did something happen that's making you kind of question things and seek out guidance? That would be awesome to know. So drop me a comment. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe really helps my channel. I, of course, appreciate that so much. So thank you in advance for doing that. And most importantly, it'll help you find me next week. Come on back and let's see where this energy goes, because I'm kind of curious now too. So thanks so much, Scorpio. Good luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.